What's up YouTube? How are you doing today? Chana D, your Techno Dad here, and in today's video, we're going to wrap up everything I saw at CES 2018, and I'm going to give you some advice on what I think you should spend your money on this year. And we're going to get into it right after the jump. And I'm back. Now before we begin, I definitely want you guys to go check out this channel I found on YouTube. Channel's called Youthman. Link is going to be down in the description or in a card here. And he's got an awesome home theater that's built around 3 Klipsch La Scalas as left, center, and right behind like a screen, a drop-down screen. It's pretty insane. This guy's got all kinds of knowledge about Klipsch speakers, like the high-end stuff that I don't even have. So definitely go check him out. It's Youthman. Alright. Now you guys, I'm sorry about all the lack of content right now. I am feeling a little under the weather. I've been in bed all day. It's like Saturday afternoon. I decided to, just take a big mug of Theraflu and, put on a new shirt and try to shoot this video for you guys because I've been getting a lot of questions in the comments. What should I be worried about? Should I be worried about HDR10 Plus? Should I be worried about HDMI 2.1? What is the situation, Techno Dad? So I wanted to make this video after I had a few days to think about it. So, what did I see at CES? CES had a lot of cool things. It was my first CES, and there was a lot of voice. There was a lot of Internet of Things, or IoT, and there was a lot of robots. As far as TVs, there wasn't really that much. Yes, you have each of the 3 big manufacturers talking about their 8K displays, and then you've got some new OLEDs on Sony's, and Samsung's got its micro LED, which clearly could be the OLED killer, especially since it's modular and you can get, self-emissive display down to 49-inch or 36 or 37 or 32 or however it pans out to be. But we're not going to see that technology anytime soon coming to the consumers. Maybe next year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years. A lot of Samsung reps were quoted saying 1 to 9 years. That's very vague. Don't you think? 1 to 9 years? Damn, that's a long time. Now, TCL does have that awesome 6 series, which is the successor to the P series, and should be probably the best budget 4K TV of 2018. LG upped the game by adding full array local dimming to a lot of their LEDs. But honestly, we have something new that's coming out, and this kind of was like a holding pattern year. Just kind of like a placeholder. Like, hey, we got some cool stuff coming out next year with HDMI 2.1. Here's a little bit of it and some of our refined technology. Not really cool showstopper kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So the HDMI 2.1 spec was delivered in November of last year, and we have nothing as far as TVs this year that have HDMI 2.1. I'm just going to come out and say it right now. I would recommend not buying a 4K TV in 2018. That's pretty much what I'm saying. If you don't care about HDMI 2.1 and all the extra added bonuses it brings, then please, go ahead. Do whatever you like with your money. It is your money, by the way. You can still do it. I am still going to be purchasing the TCL 6 series because, it's probably going to be an awesome TV, and I'm sure people are still going to want to buy it. However, I would definitely wait another year before putting in, a couple $1,000s on a new TV for my living room, right? I have a 65-inch LG E6, which has been phenomenal for the last year and a couple months. And I don't really want to upgrade it, but with HDMI 2.1, I will definitely consider it. Now, we don't have any TVs in 2018 with HDMI 2.1. So I would suggest not buying any TVs. Well, actually, I would suggest not buying any hardware. I know Sony's got the X700 4K Blu-ray player coming out. Panasonic's got one that's got HDR10 Plus. But guess what? All these are still HDMI 2.0. So I would suggest just kind of kicking it and not spending your money on things that are just going to get obsolete within a year. Now, if it matters to you, but this is all if it matters to you. if you want to have like the advanced ARC, if you want to have the variable refresh rate, and of course 8K to 10K support. That's if you want all that. If you don't want all that and you don't care, cool. Buy a TV, buy a 4K Blu-ray player, whatever. I'm just saying I would wait. So then that begs the question, Techno Dad, I've got some money for a TV, like $1,500 for a TV. What should I spend it on? And I think 2018, you guys, should be the year that you upgrade your sound. That's what I'm thinking. Because what? Speaker technology doesn't change, does it? No, not really. AV receivers and decoding like Atmos and all the surround modes, those things will change and those things will get better, hopefully, and all that. But bottom line is, the speakers don't really change. Plug it into an amplifier, send a signal through it, you get sound. Pretty basic, right? So I would suggest if you guys are in the market for buying a TV, hold off for 1 year and you're like, yo, I got this money burning a hole in my pocket, man. Then what should you do? I say you upgrade your sound. And I'm not talking about going with the sound bar because, you know, although those can be very good in certain situations, if you want a real surround sound setup or Atmos or DTS-X, I would suggest an AV receiver and speakers. That's what I'm saying. Get yourself a real deal big boy setup, okay? I know. I'm not trying to alienate people that are like, well, I don't have enough room. But you bought yourself a $1,200 soundbar like the Sony one or the $1,500 one from Sony. Guess what? I can find you a great 5.1 speaker setup to go with a decent AV receiver, a little on the cheaper side for now. You know, you can upgrade that in a few years if you like. Bottom line is, there's a lot of awesome speakers around that you guys probably aren't hearing. And, you know, a lot of people don't want to go to Best Buy and listen to speakers all day. I do, but that's me. So what I've decided to do for the channel in 2018 is do a lot more speaker reviews. And for me, that's cool because I'd love to hear all this stuff in my house. You know, because if you go to like Best Buy and whatever, you can hear it and you can get an idea of it. But there's all sorts of nonsense going on, especially if it's out in the floor. If you're in the like Magnolia, like tucked away a little bit back there, you know, it's a little bit better. But, you know, the rooms are obviously not ideal. Now, one of the cool things about the CES 2018 experience I had was that I got to go listen to all these new speakers that were coming out and meet the people that make them. Like I was over at ELAC and listening to some speakers and I was like, man, these things sound awesome. There's no subwoofer or anything. There's these bookshelf 5 1/4 inch drivers and a tweeter. That was it. That was it. 2 speakers, had room-filling sound. The bass was phenomenal. And I was talking to this guy. So I asked the guy, I'm like, wow, there's no subwoofer on this? He's like, no. I'm like, wow, these sound phenomenal. And he's like, yeah, when I was designing the speaker, you know, I just had this idea of if I can control the amplification, then I can control the output and make it sound better. I'm like, wait a minute, you designed these? You're Andrew Jones. And he's like, yeah, hi. And so it was pretty awesome. And it was funny too, because I butchered his name in another video, and I even told him about that, and we had a good laugh about it. He's actually really nice, really into sound and speaker design. We talked for a little bit, and that was really cool. You know, another room that I got to go check out was the SVS room, and that 5.1 satellite speaker setup for $1,000 is awesome. Hearing it in person, I was blown away. That much sound coming from tiny, tiny speakers, and of course, their one 12-inch sub. Pretty awesome. I did get to go over to Technics, and if you guys don't know who Technics are, they used to make turntables, which I still have my pair of turntables because I'm a DJ, of course. They're in my storage room, but they're the same ones from 2001, and it turns out Technics went hi-fi a few years ago, and they've got a whole range of speakers, amplifiers, media players, CD players, really cool looking stuff. There are these white pair of speakers that sounded phenomenal. And so hopefully, you know, I can get some in for review. Where else did I go and what else did I see and hear? I went to the Revel booth, or room actually, And they had these white speakers. Man, they sounded amazing. And I was like, hey man, how much for the pair of these? And he's like, $10,000. So yeah, they should have sounded amazing, right? For that kind of money. Even Paradigm's got some new speakers. Now, I didn't get to talk to anybody, but I did get to listen to them, and they sounded awesome, and they look really cool. Now, when I walked into the Sound United booth, Sound United covers Denon, Marantz, and Definitive Technology, and a few other things. But the coolest part was they had the Marantz, the new Pre-Pro. I think it's the 8805. Is that right? I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong. The new 13-channel Atmos, so you can have 6 ceiling speakers or 6 Atmos modules. They had it set up with a full DefTech, speaker system. So they had, the DefTech has inbuilt subs to their towers, so there's no sub. So it was pretty much a 7-point whatever sub thing and 0.6. So they had 6 tower speakers, center speaker, and they had 6 Atmos modules on top of the tower speakers. And we watched some of the new 2018 DTS-X demo and the Battleship demo. Whoa. That was nuts. There was just stuff flying around everywhere. There was a bunch of carnage going on in the demo. And, that was also another cool thing. I got myself a copy of the 2018 DTS-X demo. It's a 4K Blu-ray. Everything's in HDR, so that's pretty cool. They were talking about HDMI 2.1 being an update to the new Denon X8500H and the new Marantz Pre-Pro. They don't know how much it's going to cost, they don't know when it's going to be available, and they don't know how long it's going to take. But chances are, it's a situation where you'll have to send it back, like send your AV receiver or your preamp processor back to them so that they can change out the HDMI board. A lot of crazy things. So I think, it might be the year to skip hardware and go to something like speakers. You can definitely upgrade your sound with not that much money and get something that sounds a lot better than a soundbar or your TV speakers. I mean, if you're just rocking your TV speakers right now and you follow my advice and upgrade your sound this year, then when all the new TVs come out 2019, you wait, save up for Black Friday or whatever you usually do, and you buy it then come like Christmas time, 2019, boom, you got great looking TV with all the new bells and whistles and HDMI 2.1, and you got a nice 5.1, maybe a 5.1.2 or 0.4 Atmos setup, and you're like, yeah, awesome. I don't know. I don't have any adjectives today. I'm still really sick. And I'm just trying to make this video so that you guys know what I'm thinking about what you should be spending your money on this year. So why don't we just wrap it up, okay? If you liked this video, go ahead and smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel using the button in the middle of your screen. Once again, my name is Chana D. I'm your Techno Dad, and I'll see you guys next time.